Morning was initially looked over in the medical centre, hurt his side and his shoulder, but he doesn't put his place on the second row of the grid down to his physical condition. He says it's more down to a lack of mileage here this weekend.
Well, last year he had a double long lap penalty for jumping the start. History has repeated itself here this season for Ivan Ortola, but he does fire away from pole position. Can he recover and get himself back in that podium battle? He's with Jack.
Ivan, obviously a huge challenge today with that double long lap penalty. Despite it, do you still feel you've got a great chance?
Yeah, I think I will have a chance, but for sure I will have to push a lot. So let's see what we can do.
Good luck, have fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much, Jack. Ivan Ortola, fourth in the World Championship. It's all pretty close, isn't it, behind runaway series leader David Alonso, who is the massive gap of 82 points clear of Danny Holgado in second place. Then there are just 5 points covering Holgado, Via and Ortola, second, third and fourth respectively. Holgado's had a very dramatic weekend so far. The Spanish teenager had a very heavy crash yesterday morning at turn 8. He lost control at turn 8 and with nowhere to go. Directly behind him was his Red Bull Gas Tech 3 colleague Jacob Rolston, who crashed out as well. Holgado goes from the middle of the 5th row in 14th place. That's his lowest grid position in 6th since the Saxon Ring, and right on cue. It's almost like we've practiced this one, didn't it? Jack Appleyard has got Danny Holgado in 14th place.
Danny, it's been a tough weekend so far, a big crash yesterday. Firstly, how do you feel and how do you rate your chances for this one?
Yeah, yesterday was a big crash for me and for my teammate. Today I am better, but I have pain on my body, but no problem. Today is the race. Today is an important day for me and for the team. I need to stay focused for this moment and 100% like the same. Always 100%.
Good luck, Danny.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thanks very much, Jack. Thanks to Danny Holgado, 9th in the 2022 Indonesian Grand Prix, 14th last year after what was a very dramatic Grand Prix. Remember last year he got 2 long laps, Holgado, for shortcuts in that second sector. Got a 3-second penalty for exceeding the track limit on the last lap and went from 9th to 14th place, which is where he starts this Mandalika battle here this afternoon.
Joe Kelso sits on the middle of the 3rd row of the grid. He's been pretty productive on the last few Sundays. Top 10 finishes now in the last 5 for the Aussie, and quite a few Aussies have made their way over to the island of Lombok as well. It's one of the closer Grand Prix that they get to come to, so Kelso, of course, gearing up for his home Grand Prix in a couple of races' time, looking to keep up his good recent run. He's on a heavyweight 3rd row with Angel Keras right behind him.
Yeah, we're expecting some cooler conditions for his home Grand Prix in Phillip Island in a couple of weeks' time. We hope for the drier condition it was in Australia last year. Then completing the front row, we've heard from the pole starter Ivan Ortola, Tayo Furusato. He's going to be firmly in the mix for his maiden Grand Prix victory. He's on the grid with Jack.
Tayo, we didn't get the chance to say congratulations on the front row yesterday. How confident do you feel for the race?
I'm happy for this weekend because most of the lap I did alone feel quite good. Yeah, I think I have to be a little bit calm on the race, like kind of revenge from Misano. So let's see what I can do.
Good luck, all the best.
Thanks, Jack. Thanks to Tayo Furusato, the 19-year-old Japanese rider. Front rows, of course, in the last 2 was on pole 7 days ago in the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Still a lot to fight for Furusato, the Honda Team Major star this year. He's 11th in the World Championship, but he is only, 24 points behind Jose Antonio Rueda, who sits 7th in the rankings. We saw Rueda on screen, starting 10th on the Red Bull KTM Iron Machine. He has a long lap penalty, though, to serve in this Grand Prix as well.
David Munoz will be hopeful to get through the first couple of corners this afternoon, something he didn't really achieve in either of the 2 Misano encounters. Of course, involved in the collision which brought him a double long lap penalty from Misano 1 into Misano 2 and crashed in turn 2 in the second one. Of course, Munoz was on the podium in that chaotic Indonesian Grand Prix last year, his only previous visit to this circuit. So as always, keep a very close eye on the number 64.
There is Holgado, spoke to Jack just a few minutes ago. Lowest he's been on the grid since the Saxon Ring, the Spanish rider, when he found himself back in 13th place as the BMW safety car then fires away from the front of the grid.
We have clear blue skies here in the lovely holiday island of Lombok. Just looking out of our commentary box window, there is quite a breeze blowing around, which will be most welcome, because yesterday the MotoGP riders who did the 13-lap Tissot sprint, won by world champion Pecco Bagnaia after Jorge Martin's first lap mistake, we saw them absolutely dripping, pouring with sweat, panting for breath. Jack Wheeler was saying it's going to be a very, very tough, most likely the toughest Grand Prix of the season so far over the full 27 laps. We've seen Stefano Neppa on row 4 and 11. Scott Ogden, the Brit, in 12th place. That's his best qualifying in 6 since the Saxon Ring. A bit further back there, completing that row 5 in 15th spot is Copper and River Cold Snipers team Honda rider David Almanza, second best qualifying of his short Grand Prix career.
A very quick update from Pirelli. Time information has come through. The vast majority of the riders have gone for the SC2 medium front and rear. Ortola and Vaya on the front row have gone for the soft rear tyre. So has Adrian Fernandez and Tatsuki Suzuki. Tyre for Rosato has gone for the soft front tyre.
Just a quick footnote on Almanza's teammate Matteo Bertelli, River Cold Snipers. He crashed 3 times in Q1 yesterday, one of them in pit lane. What a bizarre session that was for Bertelli, who finds himself way down the grid in 24th place. No problems in qualifying for the likes of Tayo Furusato. Back-to-back front row starts for the Japanese teenager. Colin Vaya, 7th front row start this year, the 10th of his Grand Prix career. He's had great speed all weekend. But Ivan Ortola, with a double long lap to face, can he provide some double trouble for his Moto3 rivals here in Mandalika?
It's Moto3 time in Mandalika. Ivan Ortola starts from pole position, but with a double long lap penalty to serve over the course of this Grand Prix. Colin Vaya and Tayo Furusato complete the front row. Adrian Fernandez lines up an equal best for the season of 4th. Championship leader David Alonso 5th ahead of Luca Lunetta. Keep an eye out for him. He's got good pace and has shown it all weekend. Tatsuki Suzuki starts 7th on the second of the Husqvarnas from Joe Kelso and Angel Piqueras, the in-form Spaniard for Leopard Honda. Jose Antonio Rueda starts 10th with 1 long lap ahead of Stefano Neppa with 2. Scott Ogden, with no long laps to serve, completes row 4. David Munoz, Danny Holgado and David Almanza make up the 5th row of the grid. Holgado had a big crash yesterday morning. Farioli, Yamanaka and Rossi on row 6 from Ralston, Carraro and Arbi Aditama making his 2nd Indonesian Grand Prix home appearance as a wild card. Esteban Bertelli and Bawazri on row 8, and completing the grid Noah Tekvila and Xavi Zuratuse, who also has 2 long lap penalties.
So Ivan Ortola leads the field away on this warm-up lap in very, very warm conditions here in Mandalika.
The ambient temperature already 30 degrees. Trust us, it feels a lot hotter than that. As always, when we come to this beautiful part of the world, the heat and the humidity at the highest levels we can get during the season. You saw there a whole bunch of riders peeling into the long lap penalty loop. That will be Rueda, Ortola, Neppa and Zuratuse, just for your reference, because the long lap penalty loop will be a significant factor in this afternoon's 20-lap Moto3 Grand Prix. It's on the outside
of turn 3. You'll come back on the circuit at turn 4. Turn 4, which sadly has ruled out Miguel Oliveira from the MotoGP action here today. In terms of the championship then, well, it is very much in the hands, in the control of Colombian sensation David Alonso, who after 14 Grand Prix has amassed 271 points. He has been a cut above, a class apart, hasn't he, so far this season. A victory from that 5th place on the grid today for the CF Moto Aspire rider would see him tie in the all-time winners list in the Moto3 World Championship. He'd sit on 13 wins, which would match Romano Finati's tally and drag him an inch ever closer to Valentino Rossi, the 9-time world champion's lightweight world championship record of 11 wins all the way back in 1997. 8 wins so far this year for Alonso, which is only 2 shy of a season best in Moto3. Just a quick reminder, that was Joan Mir who won 10 when he won the title in 2017. This looks like maybe, though, potentially being one of the tougher Grand Prix of the season for Alonso. I can't recall off the top of my head, I haven't got a great memory these days, but the last time Alonso did not feature inside the top 3 in a single session throughout the weekend. 9th Friday morning, 13th on Friday afternoon, and then 5th Saturday morning, 5th on the grid. World champion Pecco Bagnaia and Marco Bezzecchi, those two had a good tangle in the 13-lap sprint yesterday in MotoGP, keeping a very close eye on the lights. Will it be Luca Lanetta who could win Italy's 900th Grand Prix here this afternoon? He goes from 6th place on the 658 Quadricorsa Honda. We're set to go racing then here in Chapter 15 in the 2024 Moto3 World Championship. It's lights out and we are racing in Moto3 here in Indonesia. It's a great launching away from pole position by Ivan Ortola, but even better, launching away alongside him on the front row is Honda Team Major Star Taya Furusato, who surely will get the whole shot on the short sweep into the first corner. Around the outside goes Tatsuki Suzuki. Brilliant, he goes around the outside of Lanetta and Alonso. Superbly launched by the Japanese rider.
Yeah, Lanetta getting beaten up a little bit in these early stages. He's lost at least 3 places. Rueda and one of the Boe bikes are ahead of him as well. Alonso was okay off the line, but as you say, just got completely mugged by Suzuki into turn 1.
Yeah, Suzuki started in 7th place, but he just opted and gambled on that sweeping wider line through the first corner. It paid big dividends. He got himself immediately up into 5th place. There he is on the number 24 bike. They go through the high-speed second sector. Furusato lost all of his momentum there, didn't he? And he gets swallowed up by Fernandez, Via and Ortola. They all sweep on through with the slipstream there, down the brakes into turn 10. Fernandez briefly led, but it is now the 95 of Via, started second. He is in P1 and he's leading a Grand Prix once again.
Yeah, briefly led from 4th to 1st in one corner for Fernandez. Alonso's just gone through on Tatsuki Suzuki, who got turn 10 all wrong. Ortola not really in the position he wanted to be with the 2 long laps to serve, which he'll probably serve the first of them on the second lap. He would have hoped to have got early tarmac, early empty tarmac, and built up an advantage. He isn't doing it.
Unlike San Marino and Emilia Romagna, it's been a first lap of controlled aggression from David Munoz, who's